morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Ginger Zielinski. I'm President and CEO of Benefits Data Trust. And I wanted to take a moment to welcome and thank you all for coming to celebrate 10 years of action and results through BenePhilly. It takes so many people and partners to make this work happen. I wanted to take a moment and just thank a few. First of all, Mayor Kenney, thank you so much for your leadership and your commitment to improving the lives of all Philadelphians. Thank you. The Mayor's Office of Community Economic Empowerment and Opportunity, thank you. The Philadelphia Department of Health, thank you. To our state partners, the Pennsylvania Department of Aging, with a special thank you to Tom for both his leadership and his mentorship, and the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services. Several funders have been absolutely instrumental to this work. To name a few, the United Way of Greater Philadelphia and Southern New Jersey, the Jewish Federation of Greater Philadelphia, the Pew Charitable Trust, the Leo and Peggy Pierce Foundation, and Philadelphia Health Partnership, thank you. And to our wide array of community partners, thank you. Specifically the BenePhilly centers and all of your staff and team for the work that you do every day to help Philadelphians meet their most basic needs. And finally, to the BDT crew, thank you, both the amazing staff and board. BenePhilly is a success because of your hard work, your grit, your determination, and your spirit. It's an honor to work beside you. And Warren, kind of hard to miss. Thank you for your vision and for your leadership. So why are we here today? Why does this work matter? We're here because we believe all families should have an opportunity to meet their potential here in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, as we well know and are articulated through the 2018 poverty statistics, too many in our city continue to struggle to meet their most basic needs. We're committed to changing that. And that's what motivates us here at BDT and across the BenePhilly network. We know that BenePhilly helps people when they need it most. Since 2008, BDT and our BenePhilly partners have enrolled over 110,000 people in benefits so that they can help pay for their groceries, health care, prescription, housing, utilities, and child care. We deliver an average of $6,000 in benefits per household. And that makes a big difference when the federal poverty level for a family of 4 is just $25,000 a year. We also know that these benefits make a big difference in people's lives. For example, access to SNAP and WIC has been shown to improve health and help kids do better in school, from early childhood through high school. Access to Medicaid in childhood has been shown to improve overall health in adults. The Earned Income Tax Credit has been demonstrated to boost employment for participants. And access to prescription assistance for older adults helps them to age in place in dignity and stay out of a nursing home. Simply stated, we know that access to benefits help people cover the cost of their most basic needs and are a critical stepping stone to economic mobility and financial independence. So looking forward, I'm so proud of what we've done over the last decade, and I'm excited about the new partnerships that the mayor is about to announce. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mayor Kenney, who certainly needs no introduction.
Thanks, everyone, and good morning. It's great to be here to celebrate 10 years of BenePhilly. Fighting poverty in the city is the core priority of our administration. I'm here today because BenePhilly is a big part of the city's anti-poverty work. Thousands of poor and low-income people in the city are eligible for help paying for things like groceries, utility bills, and child care, but they don't know about the benefits. Other people are aware that there are programs for food and home heating assistance, but they need help completing the applications. That's where Benefits Data Trust comes in. Right now, the phones are ringing on the other side of that wall in this very office, and BDT staff are walking people through the application process so they can they can get the help to make ends meet. This is the kind of support that families need to help them climb out of poverty and stay out of poverty. BenePhilly, which is operated by BDT and community partners across the city, takes it one step further by providing accessible in-person assistance right in their neighborhood. Using software created by BDT, BenePhilly centers can screen low-income Philadelphians to see if they are eligible for assistance that will put food on their table, help them heat their homes, and connect kids with child care. Under the leadership of Mitch Little, the Office of Community Empowerment and Opportunity has provided critical support that has helped make BenePhilly possible. But there is much more to do. That is why I'm proud to announce a major expansion of the city's partnership with BDT and BenePhilly. Starting in 2019, BenePhilly will begin providing benefit enrollment assistance at healthcare centers number 6 and 9. This means that staff at these centers will be able to screen their patients to see if they are eligible for benefits and help them apply on the spot. BenePhilly is also coming to 4 schools, 3 of which are community schools. The Department of Public Health and the Health Federation of Philadelphia are bringing on board 6 to 8 new community health connectors to screen and apply for benefits for parents and caregivers at 4 schools in North Philadelphia: Bethune, Cramp, Gideon, and Logan, which are some of the 4 schools. This is a terrific example of how community schools can deliver the kind of one-stop service that family needs, making schools kind of the center of the community. This great new work in community schools and our health centers is just the beginning and is part of our vision for fighting poverty in Philadelphia. And I want to thank you all for being here today and for supporting such a great program to fight against poverty. We are in a really ugly time in our country. The news from the top is always bad and always nasty. Even getting to the point now where we're telling people they can never become citizens if they've ever collected one single benefit from the federal or state government, which is really horrible. We're responsible to stick together to help each other, despite what nastiness and insanity is happening in Washington, in the Oval Office. As a matter of fact, yesterday was kind of strange, but that was interesting interview that was. Nice hat, though. Yeah, right. So we really need to stick together here in Philadelphia and in the region to help each other out. We all are brother and sisters keepers, and we need to help each other as best we can. So keep up the good work, and thanks for your compassion and for your empathy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now I'd like to introduce Mitch Little, the Executive Director of the Office for Community and Economic Opportunity and an important partner to the BenePhilly work. Thank you.
How cool is it to have a mayor that understands pop culture, right? Thank you, Mayor Kenney, Ginger, and all the great community partners. I didn't do it on purpose. I love the press. I'll let that sink in. And all of our community partners are here today to celebrate BenePhilly's 10th anniversary. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge our friends in the room, Mary Horseman, who's been a part of this from the very beginning, and my guy Francis Carney from United Communities, who's known me now for almost 20 years as I started off as a social worker in South Philadelphia, working with families as a young person, helping make decisions on whether kids could come back home from placement or whether kids needed to go in placement at like 22, 23 years old, that type of responsibility. it's amazing to see how our work and partnership has grown, Francis. The Office of Community Empowerment and Opportunity has the privilege and responsibility of helping Mayor Kenney combat the most immediate effects of poverty on our citizens in Philadelphia and advance the administration's long-term efforts in reducing intergenerational poverty. In 2013, we set out an agenda to improve the quality of life and economic prospects for our fellow citizens living in poverty. As our office approaches its 5th anniversary, we are now redoubling our efforts to create a more equitable city so that all Philadelphians can realize the benefit of Philadelphia's growth. All of us here know that the poverty problem in Philadelphia is real and urgent, that so many of our fellow Philadelphians live below the line restricts all of our future. We as a community cannot continue to prosper unless all of Philadelphians share in that prosperity. Our fellow Philadelphians, who are the most vulnerable, need and deserve each and every one of our help. The causes of poverty are complex, but there are things that each of us can do to fight against poverty. This is where Benefit Data Trust comes in. BenePhilly is a real, tangible effort that is right now making a difference in the daily lives of thousands of Philadelphians. More than 46,000 Philadelphians have received new benefits in just the last few years. That means $185 million more for families across the city. Think about a difference that it means for them in their daily lives, for their ability to afford health care, safer housing, more nutritious meals. When low-wealth families enroll in benefit programs, kids do better in school, parents are more likely to secure jobs, and seniors have the opportunity to live with dignity in their own homes. Dollars saved by families now directly impact our communities. It means that local businesses grow, that food markets can bring in more help, that the barbershop owners are able to keep their doors open because of new customers. Money in communities has a ripple effect. Economic activity in community is contagious. Once it starts, it tends to spread and benefits everyone. But hope is contagious too. And that's the heart of what we're here doing today, spreading hope, spreading economic activity, and spreading opportunity. With the expansion of BenePhilly that we are announcing today, we'll be able to spread further and deeper into communities. In a time, like the mayor mentioned, with federal policy rolling back protections against our most vulnerable, we need to ramp up our local collective effort and do right by our citizens with initiatives like this one. In our city, there's a confluence of leadership across neighborhood blocks, inside City Hall, throughout the Chamber of Commerce, and among social entrepreneur circles that's making it possible more than ever to align missions, leverage our efforts, and seize on opportunity. Philadelphia has incredible momentum right now, and we are on the rise, but we need to help ensure that that success is felt in every corner of our city. I'm proud to play my part, but it's now time for all of us to help advance this cause and improve the lives of those living in poverty. That's why our mayor has assigned all of us in government to do our part against the fight against poverty. The Office of Community Empowerment, with the support of Benefit Data Trust, has created a network of 7 BenePhilly centers. They are the front lines every day in this fight against poverty and right in neighborhoods where people need them the most. And these are great organizations that include Catholic Social Service, Casa del Carmen, serving a growing number of Latino immigrants in North Philadelphia, United Communities, as I mentioned, in United Communities Southeast Philadelphia and South Philadelphia, providing critical services for diverse low-income communities, and Project Home, serving homeless, as well as Impact and Philadelphia Fight.
I'd now like to introduce John Rowe, Executive Director of USEF, one of our BenePhilly centers.
Thank you. I'm John Rowe. I'm the Executive Director of USEF. What I want to talk about is how fortunate USEF is to be able to partner with BDT. Some of you may know a little bit about us. We've been a fuel fund for 35 years. We keep the lights on. We prevent the water from being turned off. We still do that, but over the last 10 years, what we saw was we just came to the realization that while some families may be paying their electric bill or their PGW bill, they're doing it at the expense of not providing adequate medicine for their kids or adequate food on the table for their family. It's a poverty issue. So when we had that realization that that's what we want for our mission, we changed our mission. And what we're now about is we're committed to the stabilization of housing for families. And we take a two-pronged approach. One is we looked at what the immediate needs are today to prevent the emergency from just exacerbating, from getting worse. And also to look at what the underlying causes are so that we can prevent this from happening. Now we need to leverage resources and other partners for this. And that's where BDT comes in. We are a BenePhilly center. We see thousands of families each year. When we became a BenePhilly center, suddenly we were able to enroll families in a vast amount of resources. And that is what we're about now, where we're able to actually grow the stabilization of families. Our BenePhilly Center at USEF, we enroll applicants for thousands of benefits, as was spoken about: food assistance, health care, child care, the earned income tax credit. Significantly for USEF, though, because of our housing stabilization approach, we use our BenePhilly Center as effectively the front door. Someone comes in, we look at what the situation is financially for the family, and we capitalize upon the low-hanging fruit that we can get immediately through BenePhilly. We've been doing this for about 4 years, and over the 4-year period, we were able to provide $2.5 million of benefits. And a lot of these benefits wouldn't come to Philadelphia unless it was for that BenePhilly. The earned income tax credit, if it's not used, it's just not used. The SNAP benefits is the same way. So I do look forward to see what's happening with the future partnership with USEF and BDT. The message I have is that we're very fortunate to be involved with BDT. Thank you.
Thanks, John, and thank you for your partnership.
You're welcome.
And now I'd like to introduce Tom Sneddon, the Director of the PACE Program for the Department of Aging.
Good morning, everybody. I can't tell you what a special moment this is for me. I'm a native of Philadelphia, born here. I went to school here, college, graduate school. I've somehow worked in this city for the last 46 years. I started with Governor Schaaf in 1972 and spent a lot of time here with federal regional offices. And somewhere around 2002, I was introduced to Warren Cantor, who told me after I'd run the PACE program for 15 years that I wasn't doing a very good job. And that he could help. And he did help. He said, you know, you got to do a better job of outreaching. You got one of the best benefits around, and there are people that need it who aren't in it, and I can provide you office space and resources to help reach out to people to get them into the benefit. I thought it was a little strange at the time because we had a very robust call center in Harrisburg that I thought did a pretty good job of doing outreach and getting people into the benefit, but I couldn't have believed that 15 years later today, what has been accomplished here at BDT. This operation here really accounts for about half of all the annual enrollments in the PACE program, which is PACE is very special in that it is without a doubt the most generous pharmacy benefit in the world. This is truly a wonderful distinction for Pennsylvania to have a senior pharmacy benefit like this. But it does a lot of things for people in the program besides providing them with a very robust health care benefit. And one of those things is reaching out to these people in the program and getting them enrolled in other benefits that they otherwise wouldn't be in, like property tax and rent rebate or LIHEAP, SNAP, the Medicare low income subsidy, and here again, BDT has produced numbers that are unbelievable in terms of helping people in our benefit get other benefits. We have demonstrated through very robust research operation that we have as part of the program that doing this kind of thing enables people to live longer, be healthier, stay in their own homes longer, and be happier. And here again, it comes back to BDT. I also like remembering the day I met Warren. I vividly remember the day I met Michael Nutter, who wasn't even mayor at the time. He was close, but he wasn't mayor. Secretary of Aging at the time, no doubt. Eisenhower took me over to meet him and said that we could help him, that we were from the state government and we could help. Of course, he looked at us kind of skeptically. Not quite as skeptically as Mayor Kenney looks at certain people in Washington. He was a very skeptical man, and we and his staff and the staff here, Ginger and Elisa, helped pull together an outreach program, much like we had done in PACE starting in 2002, which has provided wonderful things specifically for people in Philadelphia. We put extra focus on Philadelphia with great payoff. But I got to tell you, in wrapping up, that the thing that makes this operation so different. I mean, I've seen a lot of operations in 46 years of government, and I've never seen one quite like this. Not only is the leadership exceptional and innovative and wonderful to work with, but the empathy of the staff is what makes all the difference in the world. You know, it's hard enough to get people on the phone these days and have a conversation with them, because people just don't trust people on the other end of the phone. But people that I have brought here to the call center over the past 15 years who have sat in with the bosses when they were having these conversations all come away struck with the sense of empathy people have. And that's, of course, attributable to the leadership selecting the right people, but it's also attributable to the people that come to work here and the effort that they put in and the personalities they bring to the job. And I want to thank you.
That's what will make the difference. We are better together. So looking forward, as you can tell, many of us are proud of our accomplishments. And we also need to take an opportunity to say what's next. Today we double down our commitment to work in partnership with the city, with partners across the state, and across neighborhoods here in Philadelphia to bring $1 billion in benefits to people in need over the next 10 years. Yes. And while we know that that's not the end game, we know that it's a great stepping stone for a better future. So with that, if you would be so kind, we'll open it up for questions for just a couple of minutes. So if you would like to join me in answering any questions, I'd really appreciate it.
To the mayor's point about the new rule on immigration, will you be asking the status of people that come for help, just as a, and explain to them that the possibility that actually getting benefits may be down the road?
So as Tom mentioned, building trust and rapport on the phone and in our BenePhilly centers is essential to making sure that we can help people the way that they seek to be served. We are staying very close to that policy and are doing training both, again, over the phone and in our centers to make sure that people understand the rule and not just the myths. Any other questions? Wow, we must have really nailed it. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your hard work, and let's do this.